Welcome to Bus Driver Life. I'm an actual public transit bus driver in Sacramento, California. Let's take a look at an interesting situation that took place in what appears to be the Los Angeles area, because this is a Los Angeles Metro bus.
You passed me right now! You passed! You passed me right now! You passed me! No! You passed me! Yes, you did! I'm gonna make the bus operator with you! No! Open the door and I won't cause it! Open the door! No! 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 Open the door and I'll open it! My door's sticking if you don't open it, it's a lawsuit! If you don't open it, it's a lawsuit! If you don't open it, it's a lawsuit! Do it! Do it! I dare you, do it! It's recording right there, do it! Do it, it's recording right there! Do it! Do it or not and open the door! I will make the supervisor come back to open the door! Open the door before I make the supervisor come down to open the door! Open the door before I make the supervisor come down here! Or I'll go work for the 105!
So my initial thoughts about this situation is you heard the person saying that the bus driver passed them. Now we can't determine if that's true or not based off of this video. We didn't see what led up to this. It is definitely possible that the bus driver passed this person up. Now the question is, what are the specific details of the passing up of the person? Was the person standing at the bus stop and the bus driver just said, you know what, I'm passing you up? Or was the person not at the bus stop and as the bus was passing, they were running up and waving and jumping and running and trying to get the driver's attention? That happens. Could the person have been at the bus stop maybe looking at a phone or just not paying attention when the bus arrived at the stop and maybe they missed the bus? We don't know. There's a lot of different possibilities. But I will say, regardless of the reason the person was passed up, if they were actually passed up, this is not the way to get onto the bus. Stopping the bus mid-turn in the middle of the street is definitely not recommended. The bus driver definitely did the right thing by not moving, and you can see that the person's arm was in the door, and they were basically telling the bus driver, open the door or you're gonna get a lawsuit. I'm gonna make the supervisor come and force you to open the door. So they were trying to get the door open. So it appears that this person tried to pry the doors open and they stuck their arm into the door, because remember, this person is claiming that the bus passed them up, so there was not an opportunity for the bus to stop and open the door, and then they stick their arm in the door, and then the driver closes the door and traps their arm in the door. With these doors on these buses, the person can slide their arm into the door. People try and pry these doors open all the time, and I think it was smart for the driver to not open the door, because first of all, the driver is not responsible for this person's arm being stuck in the door, and if the driver would have opened the door with this person acting the way that they were acting, it could have been a potential threat to the driver or other people on the bus. I could only imagine how this person would have acted if the driver would have actually opened the door and that person would have rushed onto the bus with all that emotion that they're already displaying outside the bus. Imagine how they would have acted on the bus, face to face with the bus operator. But yeah, if the bus driver did just maliciously pass this person up for no reason, which there have been situations where that has happened in the history of public transportation, then yeah, that is wrong. But don't respond the way this person is responding to a situation like that. But anyway, let's see what some of the comments said. Some people did respond to this video, and it's always interesting to see how people feel about things like this. This comment says, bus operator can't open the door in the middle of the street. It's not safe and they can be fired because if that or of that. And yes, there are a lot of liability issues that come into play if a bus driver boards or deboards a passenger in the middle of the street. Will they automatically be fired? Not necessarily, but there can be some disciplinary actions depending on the details of the situation. Now, someone in response to that said, wrong. She's already off the bus. He's holding her against her will. She'll get paid and him suspended. Now, I don't know the gender of the bus operator or the person outside of the bus, but basically this person is saying the bus driver is holding that person against their will. Now, I don't understand how they can come to that conclusion after watching this video. Now, remember, this person is accusing the driver of passing them up. So the bus driver never stopped and opened the door and tried to pick the person up or anything like that. So the only way that this person's arm could end up in the door is if they pried their way into the door. So how's the bus driver holding this person against their will? This person is actually holding the bus up. This comment says, imagine the people on the bus that this a-hole is holding up. Believe it or not, some of us actually work, still, and need to rely on public transportation. I refuse to take it though, and thankfully I can afford Uber because I'm not dealing with this S-word anymore. Too many bad experiences on the metro. Next comment says, that's why I don't drive buses no more. These people are too mentally unstable nowadays. Bus drivers are way underpaid. Okay, this comment was actually responding to another comment, but this is definitely relevant to what happened, and it says his arm is not stuck there. He shoved his arm in there in an attempt to make the driver open the door. He's saying you passed me. How can his arm be stuck somewhere if he got passed? That's exactly what I said, but they said it way better than me. This comment says, growing up and riding the bus in the 80s, I can tell you that back then, bus driver would have jumped out and beaten that guy with an iron pipe wrapped in electrical tape for grip. Oh, how times have changed. I really hope that they did not do that in the 80s. And how many drivers were carrying around, what do you say, iron pipes wrapped in electrical tape? How many drivers were carrying that around? I mean, I can imagine that maybe there's some situations where it seems that it'd be necessary, but bus drivers are not supposed to carry weapons though. So yeah, that'd be really bad. Last comment here says, I can tell a lot of folks in these comments don't take the bus and have never been waiting for an hour to get your usual bus and then have the bus pass you standing there. You never know what people are going through. And that's legitimate. There have been some occasions where people have been passed up by buses. So I get it, but it seems like from the comments I've read, these people have rode the bus. So let me know what you all think in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, like the video, and thank you for watching Bus Driver Life.